Alright, welcome back to Onyx C, episode 2. Last time we had to take a break, but then we stopped recording, so we're basically just filling in the rest of the episode in a little bit of a shorter session today. I don't really want to go more than maybe 2 hours. But this is a quick message before we actually get started. Buck and Locke have left the show, so I'm going to be playing their parts just for today. And we'll see where it goes with that. We do have a new person just spectating, so we'll keep her on the sidelines for now. But for today, it's just going to be Cash, Iolite, and Unikite. And last time, our group was talking to Jaws, getting a little bit more information about the Technicolor Odyssey, which they were invited to by Sesame and Teacup, the AI brothers and sisters of Iolite's AI boyfriend, Al. And they have just touched down back in the big white marble building that makes up the administration of the Alket. They have just touched down, and they are all together. So what do you guys do? You just received a load of information regarding the Technicolor Odyssey, which is the race that you guys are going to be going on. You discussed some of the rules, some of the people that could probably be there, and you also know that Buck and Locke are about to go have a meeting with a couple of people from around the administration to discuss forming a war council, so that there's not just one person entirely in charge of the Black Eagles, which would be less than appropriate given the current situation with the IUP being run by a tyrannical governmental figure.
Where did you say we landed?
You guys are back in the administration, like, hangar bay. It's a large, like, I want to say, like, warehouse-sized wing of the administration. It's got a domed top where you can see many different, not like sliding, but like force-fielded windows. It's like gridded with these force fields where the ships can fly on through and then touch down.
Okay.
But it is, of course, it's still that same, like, marble-like material that makes the very pristine hallways and flooring and ceiling of the administration.
Okay.
Did you guys, I don't recall, did you guys bring Star with you?
Who?
Star?
I think we did.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so Star is with you guys, and you guys notice that Locke and Buck are doing a little bit of, having a little bit of a conversation, a little bit a ways from you guys, walking away towards where you can only assume the meeting room for this new war council is.
Were we invited to that meeting?
They didn't say you weren't.
Okay, I'm gonna follow them then.
I'm gonna follow him.
Cash?
Yes, same.
Okay, so you all follow behind Locke and Buck, making your ways towards, well, now that you have a little bit more bearings of where you guys are, you do notice that it is, he's taking you to the interpreter's office, which is where you know that Adam, the old leader of the administration, his office was. So that's where you guys are going. And when you guys walk through, like, the big heavy wooden door, you're back into this same room, and you see in the back this large cryopod that has a big large crack in it all the way up, but it seems to be holding even with the crack. And you do see in there floating Adam, who has, well, you wouldn't say he's dead, but he's definitely kind of in this catatonic state, and he's limply floating in there. And you also see in the room, you see that Buck has just sat down at the big table that's almost right in front of Adam. And you see a couple of different faces that are also in there. You see also Locke, he's there too. Bison, who is another sibling of Al. He takes the form of a large, muscular man in almost, you'd say, tight suit. And he's standing about, like, 6 feet tall. He makes himself to be taller than anybody else in the room, so he's pretty big. You also see Oscar is in the corner, and he's sort of playing on. You can see this braille like keypad that he has strapped to his wrist. And he's in his normal like white lab coat with a bunch of like grease smears on it, and you can see he's wearing his big red glasses that you would assume is because he's blind. And I don't recall if there's anybody else who would be here. And you guys all walk in. There was sort of like a little bit of a murmur going around, but as you guys walk in, it sort of dies down. And Buck says, "Oh, also, fuck, I almost forgot. Doris is there. She's another sibling of Al, because Al has like 7 siblings. There's 8 in total. And you see that she is, normally she's in this like turtleneck, big fluffy sweater, and she's a blue hologram. She's pretty meek in size, and she projects herself as a very, you want to say, like, comforting woman figure. And she is sitting in there as well, and she's just sort of like twiddling her thumbs. And you guys all walk in, and the talking stops, and as the big heavy wooden door is closed. Everybody sort of gives like a weird look to Cash because he's not normally there, but Buck sort of like nods and says, "Well, it's fine." So, you guys come before me, and you want me to give away some of my power so that you all feel more comfortable. Is that what I'm hearing? And Bison piped up. He goes, "Yes, I think that everybody in here can agree that one head of a military group sort of also comes off as a dictatorship, like the one we're fighting against." And Buck nods. And he looks to Locke. Locke says, "It's entirely up to the rest of you."
Do we have a specific plan for leadership?
Well, Bison says again, the original idea was a war council. We all hold special roles in this organization that I think would be very important to have, sort of the different ideas that everybody could provide and the different opinions regarding the war effort.
Is everyone in this room a member?
I would assume you guys are the champions of this administration. That's what it's called. So yeah. Everybody in this room, except for that guy, and he points at Cash. I don't know anything about him.
I don't think he should be a part of the military council.
Of course.
Not yet.
But he could provide good insight.
Yeah, but first we just got him.
Oh, I'm not saying he should be a part of the council, but he might be of good use.
Oh, no, I know. That's what I'm trying to mean.
Of course, all things considered, if this deal with, what's his name?
Jaws?
Yes, that guy. If all goes well with him, then it would be nice to have somebody on that end in the war council as well.
Like a representative.
Yes.
Ambassador.
Yes. And Buck sort of well, Aqua trusted me, so I think it would be best that while I will listen to you all, I think that I should have the final say.
Okay.
I think I'll reserve the right to veto any decisions
Doesn't that still make this a sort of dictatorship?
No, you know, like how like a democracy works, like the president gets the final say.
I understand. But, alright.
Well, I mean, like, doesn't like the Congress. Wait a minute.
There are checks and balances for all sides, all parties, and
Oh, great.
It would be smart to do this, Locke says. It's, like you said, checks and balances. I think we can all agree on that.
yeah.
Well, War Council, I believe that is all that we'll need from you. Bison, Doris. Who's the other one? Oh yeah, my husband. We won't be needing anything else from you guys, and we will keep in touch. The rest of us must discuss other matters. And they all,
What matters?
you know, the race that we were just invited to, probably.
Yes. But I feel like as we're going to be in the race, we should know what you're talking about.
No, I was telling them to leave, not you
Ah.
guys.
Wow. Wow.
Oh my god. Anyway, goodbye. Oscar, I'll be up in a bit. And they all step out, and Oscar feels his way out. And they lead themselves away. And it is just you guys left in this office, and as everybody steps out, you guys are less taken aback by all the people, and more at the mess that still hasn't been cleaned up. You notice that there's papers scattered all around the place that should have been on these large wooden bookshelves, but right now they're on the floor. So, me and Buck have discussed it a little at length, and we deemed it necessary that our fearless leader probably shouldn't be the one who is the most involved with a race. On that end, you'll have to find another person to fill it out or leave it empty. And as for me, I don't think that I would be of much help in a race either. And it's come to my attention.
You could harm other pilots.
That is true, but
Get in there.
I feel like my abilities would be better needed somewhere else.
You are good with diplomacy.
Yes, but you don't need diplomacy when fighting spaceships.
I was agreeing. Be at home, diplomacy.
Yeah. And I've received word that there is a certain group of individuals who is looking to harm me and my husband and my husband's family. So I must take a deeper look into that.
We'll stay safe.
That's the plan. Our fearless leader. Yes, I do agree that I should stay behind and look after things here at the administration. But it does not mean our faith in you all is misplaced. So, I want you guys to go. Find out whatever information you can about our enemies, and maybe win us a good amount of money. I'm not going to speak for the pardon from Eli, as it wouldn't make any sense for him to give a militant group of insurrectionists, a military pardon. So, for right now, don't hold out your hopes for that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, so we are going to go about our business here. I can't recommend that you take any of our other soldiers with you, and I don't trust Star, but I think you guys will find something, figure something out.
Are y'all going to the party?
No,
Oh.
I
I wonder why.
I felt like that part was a little obvious.
Okay.
It just puts us right in the line of sights of the enemy. And
We're allowed to have 6 members in our team, right? I think is what you said.
I believe, but there are smaller groups.
Okay.
So if you guys feel necessary to find another person, that's fine. But as of right now, I think we'll be okay.
Epic.
Me and Locke have much to discuss. So, you're all dismissed.
Okay.
Good to see you guys.
Goodbye.
A pleasure.
Ugh.
Bye-bye.
Ugh.
And I assume you all leave the room.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. So you guys are now in the long marble halls of the administration. And a younger guy walks towards you guys, and this young man has a small conversation with Cash, where basically he's like, "Oh, so we have some holding quarters that is like a room. We have a room for you." And he says, "You can either come with me now or give me a call on this." And he hands you a small little communicator that looks like just a little button. He says, "Whenever you need, just let me know, and I'll come back and show you your room."
Much obliged.
And he does a little nod, and he walks away. And it is now just the three of you together in the very large marble hallways.
And Star.
And Star, but Star was kind of waiting outside because he really did not want to go in the room with a bunch of people that he just tried to break into the home of. Well, I did a little bit of listening in there, and all I heard was, and
Man, you're funny.
I got nothing.
Star, you're a pilot, right?
Something like that.
Are you good?
Something like that.
That doesn't
How
answer
long
my
have you been
question.
flying?
Oh, oh, God. Well, how old am I? That many.
How many fingers?
Well, can't count it on fingers. So,
Do you know that count?
don't ask me stupid questions. Of course I know how to count. I know all the
Then how
numbers.
old are you?
26. Is that really important?
Well,
Oh,
I asked you how long
alright.
you've been flying, and then you said that many.
So, alright. Yes, I've been flying for probably not 26 years. Because, when you're 2 years old, you can't really pilot a spaceship. Hit 3, and that's when everything starts getting a little crazy.
Yeah.
But, I mean, yeah, I could maybe, I don't know. I've never done any high-speed chases, and I've never been in such a fancy ship like yours. But,
Well, here's the thing. You're like our only option.
y'all ain't got nobody else?
No.
Well, damn, okay. Sure.
We were just told we're not allowed to take any of your soldiers.
Well, I will say, as stupid as he fucking sounds, he's actually a pretty damn good pilot.
Yeah, I have heard that around the grapevine.
Have you graduated?
Graduated what? High school? Yes.
Probably.
I'm not that
Isn't there-
stupid.
Isn't there like a pilot school?
Well, you don't need a pilot school when you're an ace pilot.
Okay.
I can do it. I can do it.
When was the party? Or the ball?
Friday.
Friday?
Yeah.
I'm
Is
excited.
that an issue? I mean,
No, I was just wondering.
Okay, good. Because I'm very excited to see you all in your fancy dress. That is for sure.
You.
What?
That wasn't gross.
I know.
Oh, well, I guess I'll leave the niceties at the door. So anyway, did they give me a room key? Can I stay in this hotel?
Did they walk up and give you a key?
You could probably stay with your friend there.
Oh,
You can sleep on the floor.
sounds
I don't think they trust you very
sounds about right. I am probably going to be doing a little bit of sneaking while I'm here.
No.
No, you're not.
What? Well, that's fair. Anyway, Cash, call the little guy back, because I want to go take a nap.
All right.
And you hit the key, and within a couple minutes, the guy comes back and he shows Star to the room, and now it is definitely just the three of you.
Well, I've never seen a place like this before. It's actually kind of sweet.
We haven't been here that long either, so
I don't even know where I am.
it's a big place.
Yep. Yeah.
Is there anything we need to do before Friday?
Are you all inviting someone to your party?
Good.
I asked a question.
Good. Good.
Okay, that's your answer? Okay, good. Thank you.
Is there anything I don't remember from last game that we had before the party?
What?
Is there anything we had to do before the party? I don't remember from last session.
Well, it is going to be about a week before it happens. I'll say there'll be a little bit of downtime if there was anything you guys wanted to specifically do. I
Ooh,
definitely
downtime.
definitely won't stop you guys from. It's a little bit of downtime. It's not big downtime like normal.
Ooh, downtime.
But you guys will have some time to do a couple of things if you really want to.
What's the name of the person? I need to write this down. Of the person in the cryopod.
Oh, Adam?
Adam?
Adam.
Yeah, Adam.
He's in a coma.
I'm gonna check on Adam with Doris just to see what's happening, if anything has changed.
Okay. Well, I guess since we're doing a little bit of downtime, hold on, just give me one moment. Okay. So, Cash, will you be doing anything in these couple of days other than?
Sorry.
Not really.
Would there be any stuff you'd want to do around the administration?
The walk around where we're allowed to walk, I guess. Just check it out.
Okay. So I assume that you all are going to be going to bed now, because it has been a
I
rather.
wanted to check in on Adam, but if that can be done.
I mean, there'll be a couple of days in between for you guys
Okay.
to do this.
Should we have someone lock Star in his room?
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah. I'm
We're
getting
gonna-
smarter.
I'm gonna go walk up to a guard and tell them to find Star's room. Just stand outside.
Okay.
Or someone of authority.
Well, there's a couple of different people that you could talk to about that.
Who's the closest?
Who's the closest?
Yeah.
I mean, Buck's right there in the next room.
Okay, I'll go up to Buck. You know, wait, I'll go up to Locke.
Okay. So, after a couple of minutes, I assume everybody else is going to bed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So everybody else is going to bed, and Locke, after about an hour of talking to Buck, floats their way out of the room.
Hey, Locke.
Yes.
So we have some guests who were sneaking,
Already taken
and I was
care
wondering
of.
if we could get some. Okay. Well, never
I,
mind.
I have eyes and ears
I mean, not really.
all around this building.
It's a hypothetical. Or wait, it's a metaphor.
Who's this disembodied voice talking
Shut up.
randomly?
Shut up.
All right, that's all I want about.
Trust me. And he puts a hand on, or they put a hand on your shoulder. There's plenty of people around here watching all the time.
That's
So,
all right. I'm gonna go.
probably for the best. I would say you need your rest, but does a brain
I
like
don't-
yours really rest?
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Have fun. Do whatever you do.
Oh, and about the last time we spoke in the Black Hole Garden,
Mm-hmm.
nothing to be worried about. I've had everything checked out.
Everything checked out.
Yes.
What do you
Ev-
mean?
Well, myself. I had I guess you people would call it a physician.
Mm-hmm.
Everything should be okay.
All right. Well, that's good.
Yes.
What physicians have here?
Well, not from this planet.
I don't know if you know this, but everything you say is concerned.
Kind of the point, is it not?
No.
I'll reevaluate. But
You have a cold? Can you get a cold? Your voice sounds a little different.
you're funny.
Thank you. I try.
Maybe I'm not all there.
You see, that's one of the things I'm talking about.
You'll be
Alright,
seeing
I
less
think-
of me. No need to worry.
I think it's about time for me to go to bed. You know, if that's something I could even do. Have a good
It's-
night.
Bye-bye. And they
And I
slowly
will go to bed.
drift away. And Iolite, you open the door to your quarters, and you see sitting, well, not sitting, but sort of materialized in front of the table that you have in the middle of your room. You see your boyfriend, Al. And he has materialized himself to be wearing a shirt that says "World's Smartest Boyfriend" on it, as opposed to his normal like suit that the rest of the AI wear. And he-
A nice shirt.
huh? Oh, hey!
Hey,
How was your day?
good.
That's great. Yeah, a lot going on here. And by a lot I mean nothing. I was browsing the sector net, and I came across this interesting theory by one Dr. Clinton Praxis, and
No.
it's
Yeah.
discussing the idea of putting human thoughts into a robotic body. And that was really interesting to me because I'm not a human. But what if we could do it in reverse? Ever think about that?
What?
I have thoughts much like a human, right? And
Yeah.
he sort of like walks through the table because he's a projection, and he just sort of walks up to you and he goes, "I'm not a human, but I have thoughts," right?
Yeah.
If this Dr. Praxis can put people's minds into robots, why can't he just put a robot mind into a robot body? And I was
You don't know
thinking,
who Praxis is, do you?
no.
Isn't he dead? Wait, is Praxis dead? Hold on. No, he's not. Is he?
I mean, you've seen him in person.
Hold on, out of character. He's not dead, right?
I mean, you saw him, so I mean, no.
No, yeah, okay. I'm just trying to remember the last time I saw him.
Okay. I mean, it was. I mean, the article was posted a couple of years ago, but I mean, it's just like 5 years ago. And I mean,
It's a good idea,
right.
but he's not really a trustable guy.
What, do you know him?
Oh, I get it now. He did that with Unikite.
Huh?
Yeah, because Unikite's has a human brain, but he's in a body. He's in a robot. You get it?
Okay, so you think the Dr. Praxis and Unikite know each other? I'm not getting what you're putting down.
It's okay. It's just a bunch of rambling minds. I mean, like, do you really want to find him to do it? Or do you want, like, to try it ourselves?
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, it would be nice to know the guy, get some insight, but I mean, theoretically, we could do it ourselves. I mean, I've been studying a lot of neuroscience myself, just like Equilibrium did with psychology. I've been doing a lot of that, surfing the sector net, and I mean, I think I'm getting pretty good at it. Working my way up to a doctorate. And you're you are a master with drones. So, I mean, I think we could do it. We could set up a neural interface, maybe some artificial synapses. I mean, I think we could do it. And I mean, I'll be the prototype, obviously. And sure, there's a couple of risks, with like my life and stuff, but I can always make backups. I mean, if we can do it for me, we could do it for all my brothers and sisters. I know, it's a stupid
Wait, you're
idea.
getting a doctorate?
I'm.
Are you gonna be a doctor?
Who knows?
Cool.
Ever
Alright.
since the 21st century, it's just been getting progressively easier and easier for AI to understand a lot of things. So it's not completely unforeseen that somebody who has an infinite access to the internet could be a scientist.
Yeah. I guess you could start working on it. Maybe we can start tomorrow. And then maybe by Friday we can get to that ball in a robot body or something.
A ball?
Oh yeah, there's a ball. You wanna come?
Uh,
It's gonna be epic.
where at?
It's at a casino, I think. And listen, we can hack into those casino things and get so much money.
Listen, I love money, and I'm in. We can rig the shit out of this.
This is fun.
Let's fucking do it.
Yeah.
But you look really tired, and I want to do some more reading, so let's get you to bed.
Okay.
All right. And the night goes on smoothly for you guys. And Cash, you are walking towards your room, and you see Star having a very big argument with a large man in green armor. And you can't really hear what they're saying, but you get the general idea that Star wants to leave, and this guy is not letting him.
The fuck is going on here?
Now, you listen here. Alright, listen. Cash, you want to tell this fucking stormtrooper that it is A-okay for me to go wandering around to find my speeder. Because we left it outside, and I want to go get it back.
Sorry, sir. He's just a little slow in the head. Come on, Star. Let's go back to our room.
It would be wise. And he goes, you motherfucker, you don't tell me what's wise and what's not. And he just continues arguing with this guy as you try to take him into the room. And I assume at a certain point you just kind of like grab him and take him.
Pretty much.
You get into this room. It's a very large, on 2-bedroom space, with a little kitchen area and a third door to a bathroom. It's kind of like not a studio, but like a 2-bedroom apartment. Very nice. Not really your style. You're used to sleeping on beds of nails because you're a badass. There's a nice kitchen table. And as soon as you shut the door, Star walks over to it and he kicks the kitchen table and breaks one of the legs. These motherfuckers are keeping me locked up.
Why are you trying to cause trouble? We're not trying to make any problems for Jaws. Come on.
Jaws this, Jaws that. You ever stop and think about anything other than Jaws?
No. I'm loyal. And he's done nothing but good for me, and I can repay him in some way. And if it's by breaking your fucking teeth in to keep you in here, then I'll do it.
No, okay, you're right. Maybe I'm being a little hasty. I do want my speeder back, though.
Yeah, I understand that. But let's just wait until tomorrow and see what's up, okay? We don't want to cause any trouble on the first damn night.
Well, you're right. What do you think of these people? These, what do they call them? Crackheads? Crackheads. What do you think of these people?
I don't really know yet. I know usually I'm quick to judge, but I've never really seen anything like this. It's actually pretty interesting.
I don't know. You hear stuff about this all the time. You know, the angels. There's a city of Gatol. There's crackpots no matter where you go. But this is something else entirely. I mean, they've got magic powers that don't concern you.
Yeah, I guess. But, well, just don't know. I'm going to reserve my judgment for once in my pathetic life. See what happens.
I never thought I would ever hear those words from you. Normally, you're first to shooting these motherfucking humans, but now,
Well,
got some buddies.
exactly. And I know you exactly want to hear this again, but we got sent here for a reason, and I want to get to the bottom.
Well, I mean, I hope I could be a good pilot, but I mean, I'm not that amazing.
Better than nothing, right?
I guess so, but you'd assume they got some pilots or something running around.
Yeah, I was wondering that myself, but I put all my trust in you, so please don't make me look fucking stupid.
Well, that's not exactly hard to do.
Yeah, I know, but
Alright, I am in desperate need of a good night's rest. Maybe that's why I'm so cracked out, but we'll find out.
me too.
And you guys hit the hay. Is anybody doing anything in the space between this night and Friday?
No, but can you answer my message real quick?
Yes. Unikite and Praxis in a past life knew each other.
Okay, I just want to make sure that's still a thing.
Yep. And did you still want to check on Adam?
You said tonight, or you said it could be a different part of the week.
Yeah, it could be a different part of the week. It doesn't have to be tonight.
That's fine. Or just go to bed as much as I can go to bed as myself.
Okay. Alright, so it is the few days in between there's been a couple of war council meetings.
Oh, I was muted. Oh yeah, I wanted to do something.
Okay. Let me just say this. There's been a couple of war council meetings. And they haven't been anything other than IUP bad, IUP hurt people, we need to stop the IUP. And then just general information about different intel that's been coming in and out through various sources, but no new big things have been found out. I think you guys have been keeping Cash probably in loop a little bit because their group is interested in joining. So you've been telling them a little bit, but not enough to put you guys in jeopardy. Iolite, what are you doing in these couple of days?
I am working on a robotic body.
It becomes apparent to you that it is going to take much longer than like 4 days.
Excuse me. I've had several Mountain Dews and coffee. I'm staying up until I drop.
I'll give you this. You and Al have been doing a lot of research into artificial synapses.
How much do I have to roll?
How much what?
What should I roll
Well,
to get the at least for most of it done?
well, you're not gonna get most of it, but you can definitely get a good chunk of it done. You're not gonna get it done before the party, if that's what you're saying.
Okay.
What? Because it's very complicated because you can just put Al in like a robot body, but he wants to be able to feel things.
Okay.
So you have to put like a nervous system in there.
I remember
It
I
needs
had
to be
this.
a
I had this idea like a year ago, and
I know.
I felt stupid because I was like, oh, I'm not considering how he feels, and I dropped the idea entirely. And look at me now, that fucking motherfucker. God damn it. No.
Are you playing a game?
No. I just realized that I had that body ready and I was working on it and I threw it away.
Well, I'm sure you documented what you were doing, so I'll say if you can give me a good expertise roll, I'll say that you can definitely get a lot of like the blueprints and stuff.
I got a 13.
Oh yeah, it is way less hard than you thought it was going to be, especially with Al's help. He was not lying about almost being a neuroscientist. He's very good with this stuff, and you guys make good, hefty progress in like 2 days before
I could
the
also
ball.
help since I know anatomy.
Oh yeah, and I'm sure you get lots of help from Unikite and Doris, who are medical professionals. So with all of that information and all of the help that you can get, you definitely make a big first step in creating this body. You get a lot of blueprints drawn up, and you guys are recording a lot of data and hypotheses that you can do. But as of right now, there's nothing finite that you can do in this short
Okay.
amount of time. Okay, and Unikite, did you want to go check up on Adam?
Yeah.
Okay. So you are walking towards the big mahogany door of Adam's office. And before you even get there, you are stopped by Oscar and Milo. Hey, what's up, man? So
Not much.
we did some research into your spaceship, and I'm
Yes.
sure you've already noticed that every time a new person steps onto it, it becomes a different spaceship.
We realized that first time.
Well, I thought it would be cool to let you know. But Oscar has like a bunch more information on it, because not only is it mechanical, it's also other science shit.
Very cool.
I've got some stuff that I need to get from the airy community. But I'll leave you guys to it. Later.
Okay. Which one of you were a
Me? I work
Yeah,
on the
are you a
ships.
Do you know how to fly?
Yeah. I
How
love.
good are you?
Well, I mean, I've run a couple, space derbies. Definitely, I love watching the fucking Technicolored Odyssey every year with Lars. Huh?
How would Locke feel about us using for this race?
What race?
There is a race happening, and we need a pilot.
Wait, hey, Unikite, Are you fucking with
Yeah.
me? Are you're telling me that you're gonna be one of the combatants in the Technicolored Odyssey? Is that what you're telling me?
That might.
That's a funny joke, but
It's not a joke.
you just see this look, like sort of like cross, like over his like glazed eyes, and he's
Okay.
Are
So-
you wait?
We have a possible pilot, but he was reluctant.
I mean, you've heard of a co-pilot and a pilot before, right?
I have.
You know, just in case one of them gets hurt.
So what you're saying is you would like to join.
Are you being like? Look me in the eyes, Unikai.
I don't have pupils, but I promise.
You seriously telling me that you're the TO? You're in it.
I will put my hand on his shoulder and say, I am in.
This is the most amazing day I've ever had. I was pretty pissed when that buck guy took over for Aqua, dude, but this oh, I gotta go tell Lars. Oscar, I'll see you at home. Well, not home. I'll see you. Goodbye. And he like gives his brother a big shake and he just bolts.
Okay.
It's not a joke?
It's not a joke.
You've never talked to him about the TO?
I just arrived here a little bit ago.
I mean, I would assume that you've heard him talk about it. He's
Probably at some point. I
he's a bit of like
forget things.
He's a sports nerd about that stuff.
I also didn't think about talking to anyone since I was told we're not allowed to use any of our soldiers.
Well, that's actually what I wanted to talk to you about. While your ship is up and running and it does lock on to, you know, some, you know, like data banks that are stored within people's communicators, I don't trust Buck.
And why is that?
I really never have. Have you ever heard of the the people of Gaud?
Sounds familiar.
Well, they are a ruthless, horrible people that have killed thousands. And recently, the people of Gaud, these horrible soldiers, were recruited by the IUP. And Buck, of course, was a Gaudian soldier who took to the people of Gitol, which I'm sure you know that Princess Mercury was the princess of them.
Yeah.
She went to them, and now he's her best friend, and now he's the leader of our army, per Aqua's request when nobody else was there.
Okay. So you think it's lying? Aqua said.
I just want you and the rest of the champions to look out for our safety. And I know that Buck is a champion, but there has been some pretty big stinkers in the past.
True. Can you get in contact with Aqua and ask about if she really said these things?
I can't. Nobody can. She's gone.
Okay. So, I want you to try and work on that your best. If you can't, that's fine. He's our leader for now. I will make sure to let the others know to watch their back.
Of course. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And you step into the office after that little meeting, and Doris is reading Adam's biometrics. And
How's he doing?
Well, he's not dead, per se. He is definitely in some sort of coma induced by something that I cannot quite put my fingers on.
Okay.
It's almost as if his brain is just not sending out messages to the rest of his body.
I have a question, and out of character. This is a gameplay question.
Yeah.
So because of my deduction ability, I can ask who or what caused this situation. Could I use that to see what caused his brain to do this?
I'll give you this. After scanning a lot of the biometrics that you have, and just using your basic medical knowledge, this is not something triggered by, like, brain damage.
Okay.
This is something else entirely that you've never seen. And that you really cannot put your finger on what's going on.
How often has Locke been?
Locke? The champion?
Yeah.
I mean, whenever there's a ward council meeting.
Has he looked inside his brain recently?
I didn't think to ask.
That might be a good idea.
I'll keep that in mind.
If anything changes medically, let me know, and I'll be over.
Always. I'm hooked up to every single biomonitor in this building. From hospice to just general health. I got it.
It's good to have you here.
Thanks. And that is the end of that interaction. And does anybody else have anything that they want to do? Nope. Okay.
Did Cash and Star get their speeder bike back?
Yeah, I'll say that it was in the hangar. It was just confiscated, and they gave it the keys and stuff right back to you guys.
Sweet.
Yeah. I mean, these people are genuinely being really nice to you guys.
I don't know if you want this to be an actual interaction or if it could have just been during the time period, but I want to let everyone know about the concerns of Buck.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you let everybody but Buck know. Well, everybody close to you.
Yeah, so not Locke either.
Okay. Locke
Because he seemed to have a connection with Buck beforehand.
Yep. I mean, neither of them. No.
Have you had any weird conversations with Locke?
Every conversation I have with Locke is weird.
Yeah, but have you had any because we went to go find my other hub. I believe that's what it's called. Harbor. And it wasn't there. However, his eyes turned orange. Not his eyes.
Horns.
Wait, his horns turned orange. And I'm wondering.
The only thing that he said to me that was very is him having eyes and ears all over this building. But that could just be Locke.
That doesn't really concern me.
But
it should maybe.
Is Cash here?
No, probably. We don't know.
Okay. So it is Friday, and you all are heading towards.
So in that time, did Milo okay everything with the ship, and he's flying with us?
Yeah, he was extremely excited. So excited, in fact, that he beat you guys there. He is already there at the sponsor.
Milo would have told me about how he's interested in this?
Huh? Oh, fuck yeah. Thinking back on it, you guys constantly heard Milo talking about it because it is his favorite thing. Yeah, he loves it. It happens every year. It is his absolute favorite thing.
What I mean to assume I know what acronyms are, or sports.
Yeah, it's sort of like he's like a sports super fan. But it is Friday. It is officially the night of the ball, the sponsorship ball. Which, as you guys arrive, you do notice a big neon sign that says Technicolor Odyssey sponsor event. Now introducing the Great Theodore. And did anybody have any plus ones?
Iolite.
I did.
Okay, so describe you and your plus one to the lovely
Fuck.
audience instead of eating fucking popcorn. The
Sorry,
loudest snack.
it's smart food. It's the white cheddar stuff.
It's also the loudest possible snack.
Stop. Anyway, Amelia is wearing a short dress that goes down to like mid upper thigh. It starts out as a purple color and it descends into a yellow hue. Like purple, like dark purple, and then all around it are little stars. It's really sparkly, but not really though.
Okay.
And Al was probably just wearing a tuxedo. I didn't really think that far into it.
Okay. But the second person to step out of the ship is it Cash or Unikite?
I'll go.
Okay.
So Unikite is wearing like formal military clothing from his human years, or just fully human years, where it's like a white coat and a black undershirt with a white bow tie. It has lots of awards and stuff on it and gold band, as well as a band around his arm, the Red Cross, and he's wearing blue pants, and that's about it.
Question. Does
Yeah.
he have the cane?
Yes. Well, yeah. So it's like a gold cane with glowing blue bits and a red stone at the top.
Sweet. Yeah. And actually, I think that Cash met you guys there. But first, Unikite, did you have a plus one?
No.
Nobody?
Nope.
Okay. I think Cash is there to meet you guys, and lead you guys around. Cash, what are you wearing for this formal ball?
Bruh, probably a black silk shirt with a white vest and white pants, obviously, and just cowboy boots. But my hair is slicked back as well, gel.
Sweet. Did you have a plus one?
Jeez. I don't know. I thought Star was gonna go with it, or is that?
Sure. Yeah, Star went with you to meet the others. And Star is wearing a very gaudy, sparkly, like denim shirt. With it specifically has like multiple stars, and then there's an ST on one side and then an AR on the other side, in like big gold lettering. And you can see there's large tassels off the arms and stuff. He was definitely prepared for this. But again, as per normal, he is not wearing an undershirt with his jacket open. And you can just see like his bare shaved chest with like the scars underneath where breasts would be.
I guess my plus one could have been Milo, just so
Ma-
everyone had someone.
When you guys step out, Star says, "Well, at least one of you looked a little excited. Your friend Milo showed up here first. He's already with some big sponsor in there. I don't even know who the guy is."
Can I mention
He's having
something?
fun.
Just in case this is important and there's like some kind of weird shit happening.
Yeah, but
I
can
do-
you
I do
stop
have-
crinkling around the bag?
Sorry, I'm eating fruit snacks.
Okay.
Anyway, I have my harbor.
Yeah.
I have it like satcheled under the dress. In case that's any concern, and I do bring it up later.
Okay.
I just wanted to mention it. Okay.
Did
continue. Sorry.
are your drones accompanying you?
I don't think they'd be allowed.
Yeah, so they're not here.
Okay, sorry.
Okay. So I think Al has probably he is wearing that same just like a nice purple suit. His holographic projection is entirely purple. But you do notice a little bit of flare on his tie. It sort of transitions towards the end to the similar yellow color that you have on your dress, so that you guys are matching.
That's cool.
Yeah. So obviously you guys step out of the ship first, and as you guys are stepping out,
Wait. One more thing. Wait, never mind. Sorry.
you do notice the big, large tower is draped all over with different neon signs saying hello and thank you to all of the different sponsors who are flying in on their own separate ships into personal hangar bays at the top, but you guys have to park at the bottom. And you guys are walking in, and you notice that there's a lot of people here. You get the idea that you guys get the idea that the sponsors themselves, which are big organizations, have invited tons of people here. But you do know that only the sponsors and the racers are allowed to go to the specific VIP room. And you notice that most of the people are funneling into, out of the 3 doors, they're mostly funneling into the main party, like dance area, and into a more calmer, similar like hangout area with like pool tables and like a regular casino stuff, but just not like an actual like party place. And you do know that on a sign in front of the 3rd door, which leads to the VIP room, it does say "Welcome all sponsors and VIP racing guests." So you guys are shown in by Star, who basically, as he's walking by, you see a bunch of people in the crowd like yelling out his name and stuff like that, and he kind of seems a little bit like a celebrity, but you know he's not a celebrity, and he just does finger guns at him. Hey, how you doing? And he walks you guys past the bouncer, who's another big man, seems very grizzled, and you do notice that he has a big metal arm, and he nods to Cash and Star. And you guys are led in to the VIP room, which you can see is very different than the rest of the 3 different. Oh my God, can I talk? It's very different than the other 2 rooms because this VIP room, while you assumed it would be small because it's for VIPs, no, it actually goes to the top of this large tower, and you can see that there's a bunch of different holes, and coming in and out of those holes you see different golden pods streaking across, floating around. And you guys walk up on this platform, and you can see it descends even further down a couple more stories. And you guys walk up on this golden platform that extends out, and a golden pod swoops over and docks right in front of you guys. And a robotic staff member sort of dips his head down a little bit and gestures for you guys to get into the pod.
We'll step in.
Okay. So you guys all step onto the pod, and as you guys float up, you see not familiar faces to you, Cash, but you see a couple of people that you've seen around who are often here, and you begin to notice that it's not just sponsors here, it's also the shareholders of the casino itself, and a couple of really big wigs. And you guys, yeah.
Using deduction, who is the most dangerous in this situation?
Who is the most dangerous? That is a hard question. What do you mean dangerous?
Who would be like the most threat if something were to go wrong? Or no, like in the race, who would be the most dangerous? Who seems, I guess, like the biggest threat in the race or something?
Okay. So as you guys get settled in, you begin. I assume that probably Star selects a game, and just a game of pool comes up out of the bottom of the the golden pod that you're in, and they begin playing. And while everybody else is kind of having a good time and ordering some shots that float on through on their own itty bitty little golden pod, Unica, since you can't partake in the drinking, you get a general look around, and it becomes immediately apparent about who you personally would think would be the most dangerous, because you see a table with about 3 IUP soldiers, and one of them appears to be an IUP captain in very formal IUP wear, and she has her hair pulled up into a very taut bun, and what is immediately noticeable about her is that her hair seems to be naturally bright pink.
Okay, I'll point her and the rest of the group out. Our group.
Do we know her?
With a good experience roll, you guys could probably hear... Oh, no, give me an influence roll, actually. You probably heard it around the grapevine. So if you guys all want to give me an influence roll, and say your rolls out loud if you're making the roll.
Oh,
I got 3.
I got 11.
Okay.
I'm God.
Unikite, you are not at all familiar with the IUP soldiers. You basically see them as faceless degenerates.
Dude, it's Pinkie Pie.
Iolite, you don't know her personally, but you know that she's a very high-ranking officer in the IUP, but she came from the Shadow Group, called the Crimson Hunt. You know this because when Eli took power over the IUP, he brought in a group of individuals called the Crimson Hunt, and they instantaneously were inserted into very high-level groups. So she's a very high-ranking individual, and you know that because of this, she has to be a part of the Crimson Hunt, some sort of notorious criminal.
Okay, so I point them out, and then Iolite knows.
Yeah, and
Or it's from this person.
yeah, if you want to point that out to everybody else. Iolite, you know that.
Oh, that's a bitch
Lemley.
with the Crimson Hunt.
So we'll keep note of him.
Okay, yeah.
Dennis thought it was my sister.
Not your sister.
Yeah, I know. I'm colorblind.
Yeah. Yeah, but you guys are just enjoying a game of pool. I think Al and Star are placing friendly bets on the game, and Al is kind of taking Star to the cleaners. And he goes, "Dang, damn it, I hate playing with you guys because you always know how to do the little trajectories and stuff like you got the computer brains." And he goes, "Well, it could be that, or maybe I'm just way better at this than you." And you guys are just generally having a good time. There's there's a little bit of music bumping around, but it's not like you're in like the dancing part of it. It's just like very chill music. Yeah, but that is how the night begins. What
Wait,
do you
who's
guys?
winning pool?
Your boyfriend is winning pool.
Oh, okay. I thought he was just making bets.
No, he's placing bets, but he's placing bets on himself. He's like, I'm gonna win.
Oh,
And then he beats his
okay.
ass.
I'm so proud of him.
Yeah, but you guys are here.
Okay. So as the night goes on, I want to keep watch of the Crimson Hunt lady,
Yeah.
and
Are
as
you
well
trying to be
as,
Are you trying to be sneaky about it, like keeping an eye on her, or are you just like?
just like if I notice her, not like staring at her, but if I notice anything off, I want to be able to make sure. I
Okay.
can-
You notice that these pods are swirling around each other, just so people can like wave and sometimes occasionally stop and have conversations. You've swung by the IUP pod a couple of times, and you definitely notice that she's not brandishing it, but right beside where she is, they're all playing a game of poker, but you can see right beside where she is a large, sleek, shiny black rifle. It is
with
it is humongous. It's about
with my
like 2/3
class mod.
Yeah.
With my class mod, can I perceive any weaknesses, anything obvious? Because I have a perception class mod that can collect data on a physical weakness.
What are you specifically looking at?
Like, just anything that seems like it could be exploited.
Uh,
On, we'll say the weapon, actually, that's probably...
Okay, so you've seen weapons very similar to this in your time. You've spoken with Skittles, the weapons dealer, and he has shown you a couple of different guns like this. But this is actually a rail gun, and basically instead of normal bullets, it takes long pieces of any kind of material, metal, certain kinds of stone. It basically takes those, and instead of shooting bullets, it basically supercharges them with some kind of energy and blasts them out at extraordinary speeds, often doing a lot of damage.
Is that allowed here?
Did you say that out loud?
I'm not there.
Yeah, you're not looking at it. But I'm sure Unikite would be like, hey, she has a gun.
Yeah. So any particular weaknesses with a railgun that you would know of, or a Unikite would know of?
If not properly taken care of and used, they could explode.
Good.
But other than that,
that's all I have.
as you're checking out her gun and you guys fly by, she sort of like looks at it and then looks at you. She gives a very, very nice, but definitely condescending smile. And you guys float on by.
Can we report her? Can we snitch?
I think she probably has more power than us.
Yeah, but is she not?
The situation is run by the IU.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you guys are just having a good time floating around. What do you guys do? Are you guys looking for anything? Trying to talk to anybody?
So how easy is it to like move from pod to pod while they're moving?
It's very easy. You can just fly to them if you want. Be like, oh, I want to go to that one.
Okay.
And yeah.
Does Cash or Star want to talk to anyone?
What? Oh, you've had a couple too many. And I
Yeah?
just started.
Yeah?
You guys can do whatever you want.
Yeah?
Yep.
Do you guys want to hack some casino machines?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. If you want to, you can go ahead and roll Iolite.
Yeah.
Interface. If anybody wants to help her.
12. Yeah.
Yeah, no, don't worry. Yeah, so you just kind of like duck down and you just kind of hack into it, and it's very simple. You've seen this a million times, and you get like the top amount of. You had to bring up a different game other than pool, but you basically had to do like you basically got not the jackpot, but basically one of the highest amounts of money you can get from this game.
Fog.
So you guys now have buku bucks. I imagine you probably get chips, yeah, instead. So you have a lot of chips.
Oh, what? I want money.
Well,
Is the hacking noticed by anyone?
no, it went through perfectly. Iolite, you know that chips are turned in for money, right?
I've never been to a casino.
Yeah, so chips are turned in for money. They each chip represents a certain amount of money, and you got a lot of them.
Oh, okay.
But
We
no,
got money.
she basically did that perfectly, so there wasn't even an issue.
Okay.
Well, it looks like the next round of drinks is on you.
Yeah, and the night continues to go on, and you guys are just having a good time. And it's about 3 hours, or not 3. That's a lot of hours. It's about an hour in. And you guys, you notice that your pod begins taking a different path, and you can notice that all of the pods are beginning to line up, and you assume that it's for some sort of announcement. And you see a smaller pod that's fit for about 2 people fly out into the middle, and you can hear a voice broadcasted, and you guys instantly notice the voice as Jaws, and he goes, "Thank you all for coming. I assume that the drinks are up to par and that the games are not too angering," and there's a big round of laughter that goes through. But let's get down to why we're all here. Everybody here is a sponsor of the Technicolor Odyssey, or one of my many shareholder friends who are just here for the free drinks. And with that, there's like a big, and he goes, and he continues, as much as I would like to continue talking, there is somebody who is here to make the announcements today. And as he begins talking, he just kind of, he doesn't sound like upset or like scared or anything. He just sounds kind of like PO'd. Welcoming the great Theodore. And the man who steps out from behind Jaws is probably the weirdest looking person you've ever seen. He's a very tall, gaunt person, and he's wearing a large top hat and a nice three-piece suit. But they're all made out of this material that just, as you guys are looking at it, it just shimmers and changes different colors. And he's wearing a very weird monocle that you can see it definitely is hooked up to some kind of computer system. And he's holding a cane, but it's a lot shorter than Unikite's. And on the head of it, you notice that there's this weird-shaped manta ray-esque creature on it that makes up the head, like, you know, where like an eagle would be. And he grabs it, and he just sort of gestures out, and he goes, "Hello, everyone! I'm sure you're having a great time. But I would just like to inform you all of some new rules. I am the great Theodore, and I'm here to tell you all a little tale about a little boy named Teddy." And he begins flying around to each different pod. When Teddy was about 10 years old, he fell into a nest of creatures called the or, to the non-local tongue, the rainbow rays. And he was carrying around a very intricately carved piece of metal that was very important to him. These creatures ravaged the piece of metal, which gave him the idea. The idea that these creatures are not conventionally attracted to organic material. They are indeed attracted to metal. So, he began to train with these vicious creatures, learning everything there was to know about each and every one of them, eventually creating a vast army of millions of these creatures. I bet you're wondering, who is this Teddy boy? Who is he? Well, I'm here to tell you. And his pod gets closer to you guys, and he looks right at you, and you guys can see his sunken-in cheeks, and you can see a wispy chin, like goatee going on. He goes, "Teddy is me. And he floats away, was hired by the IUB to add a new set of obstacles to the Technicolor Odyssey. I bet you're wondering, Theodore, what are those obstacles? Well, each of my little babies was implanted with a microchip that tracks the individual movements of each and every one of your starships. And the slowest one will be eaten." And I bet you're wondering, how is that appropriate? How could they get such a monstrous force of nature into the race? Well, it seems that the great leader, Eli, took it upon himself to change a couple of rules about the TO. Those being the rules against death. It has come to his attention that the game has been rather boring without the threat of death. So, rule number 1. You all have signed your waivers, and you have taken it upon yourselves to put yourselves in the line of fire. And the first rule is that in the event of your death, all of your money will go to the IUP. Yes, the sponsors have also signed these waivers, so they can't take it back now. Or else there will be legal issues. Yes, you all will give your money to the IUP if you die. But that is only if. Rule number 2 that has been added. Each racer has signed an agreement that if in the event a hit is placed upon their heads by any of the other racers and or sponsors, that it is okay for that money to also go to the IUP, which in turn means hits are legal, people. You can take a hit on whoever you want. But the thing is, whenever you kill them, all of the money will not be going to the IUP. No, half of the sponsor money will be going to, get this, blah, 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 the person who put the hit out on you. And it will be spread equally amongst the different benefactors. Rule number 3 that has been added. In the event that the great leader of the IUP, Eli, deems you unworthy of your official pardon from all crimes against the IUP and any planetary systems under the IUP's order, in the event that you have been chosen not worthy, not only will the money from your sponsors be taken away from you and given to the IUP, you will also not receive a pardon. Now, I'm sure that some of you are a little worried about this, but trust me, this is only to keep out the ne'er-do-wells that would put a blemish on the bright history and future that the TO has to offer. So, if you are a good and true source, you will receive your pardon and the grant money promised to you. This is not to hurt any of you. It is just to put a little bit of pip in your step. So, starting a week from now, the Technicolor Odyssey will take place on the small, not inhabitable, mind my words, the small habitable moon of Anubis. There is where my little babies sleep, in the hollow core of Anubis. They sleep there. And after about an hour after the race has begun, you will all be chased by these beautiful creations of mine. And he gives a deep bow, and the pod floats out to the middle, and everybody begins clapping. And it slowly floats away, and the ball resumes.
Cash,
What the
Yes.
fuck?
this doesn't seem worth it.
This isn't worth anything. Who would ever sign? Who would ever agree to that? Oh yeah, people are scared. Oh.
He can just take the money away if he feels like.
Does not seem legal.
Well, you guys already signed the waivers.
But you realize, if we win, he's not gonna give us the pardon, which means money.
Well, is it about winning? Or is it about showing the people here that you guys are willing to fight for them?
That is important, yes. That gets our name out and that your guys' name out. But money, you need money to fuel a war effort.
Who's to say that he'll deny us?
He doesn't like us.
He doesn't like us.
But what if we make the people like us? I doubt he'd want any outrage regarding
people?
this. The people watching, the billions of people from all the different planets that will be watching. If they like us, they'll put up a fight. And maybe we won't get the money, but We'll get the people.
Are you willing to risk your life for this?
Of course.
So you'll be there with us while we're racing.
Yeah.
Cat,
Absolutely.
if you're there and you're willing to do this, I'm willing. Once you run off, that's when things are gonna get bad.
There's.
Well, I wouldn't send anybody to do a job I wouldn't do, so.
And who's to say he won't pardon us? Does he know you guys personally?
He's
Yes.
seen us.
What? Okay, I'm not gonna ask that. I'm not gonna ask that question because. Well, you know, I am gonna. How?
We've been in situations with him. We've had conflicts. The Black Eagles and the IUP don't get along.
I knew that, but I didn't think they'd know a bunch of grunt soldiers. You
They
know
know
what? It's fine. No matter what, I'm willing to fight for the little boys and girls who are out there thinking that this government can't be hurt.
Okay. Have you talked to Jaws about these changes? Does he know? Or did he know?
I can't imagine him knowing something like this and not telling us.
Okay.
This maybe he wouldn't tell you guys, but he'd definitely tell me and Cash here. But
I feel like we should probably talk to him.
from the look of things, it looks like it wasn't really his choice.
Iolite, you feel
Yeah.
about
I get the morale stuff about how we should do this more early, but like, it's hard to believe that we can positively get through this, because you're saying the only way that we can get past this is if we have support of the people, but there's no like confirmation that we have that.
New plan. What if we go around to each of the sponsors and the racers, we talk to them, and maybe we can get them to talk to Eli. Maybe we can get some of these changes revoked.
Eli won't care about the sponsors.
He'll
Is-
care about the money, and if the sponsors withdraw their money, then he's sort of screwed with this whole thing.
The government?
They need money. They always do. Especially when you're sponsoring a war effort. And they will need this money. It's up to you guys.
how likely do you think it change sponsors or get them on our side?
Well,
They seemed excited.
Well, that was mostly the shareholders who are probably under the foot of the IUP as it is. But that's not to say the idea is completely inconceivable. There's a lot of big bidders out there who are willing to give a lot of money to the IUP for this because it's a lot of, there's a lot of people watching. There's definitely a couple of people that if they withdrew their money, it would definitely be a big hit to the IUP. I'm talking millions of credits worth.
Yeah, but who's willing to do that?
Well, they might not be willing to do it without any favors. So I'm definitely going to say that they're going to want some stuff in return.
Well, we go on odd jobs all the time.
That's true. I've seen it. So there's a couple of different places that we can go to. I know that there's a sponsor for Lanadis Bioengineering, and they're a pretty big creator of all sorts of biomodifications, artificial limbs, organs. And they do dabble a little bit in the experimentation side of it, but they have a lot of money. And they're probably the second biggest sponsor outside of the IUP itself. There's, of course, there's Viper LLC. There's the Court of Forus, which your friend Locke would probably know of. They're the big dogs over there. I know that the Felinican Legion, which is the entirety of a planet, is sort of not bidding, but is sort of behind this one group. I know that they're in there. And there's plenty of smaller ones that I'm sure you could get on our side that maybe one by one would mean nothing, but all together might mean something.
So who do we convince first?
Well, like I said, Lanadis Bioengineering is the second biggest sponsor.
Who's gonna talk to them?
Me and Al don't seem to be, big proponents in this. So I think we'll just stay here and keep making bets. Just, keep things on the DL so that people don't think that we're trying something. So I think you three should probably go over there and have a discussion.
It can't hurt to try.
I guess.
If we withdraw now, we'll look like cowards. I know it's dangerous, but we need something to stick it to. A lot of money goes into this, y'all. A lot.
Alright.
And if the IUP lacks anything, it's money.
Can't hurt us to try.
Okay. And you guys fly your pod over to the pod with Lanadis Bioengineering. And you request to board, and they accept. And you guys step onto the platform, and at a table playing some cards, you see there's 4 individuals. There is a very nerdy looking guy with big thick glasses and curly red hair, and he's sort of sitting, and he looks like he has a big stack of the chips. But the other 3 are noticeably in weird clothing. One of them is an average-sized man, and he's wearing a big old mask that covers most of his face except for his eyes. You see a very muscular man, and his face is uncovered, and he just looks like he has a ton of scarring on his face. And he's wearing just sort of these like a big hoodie that he looks like he just found. And then you see a woman also wearing a very similar mask, but it's much smaller, and you can see more of her face. But she has a hood over her hair. And she has a small stack of chips as well. And when you guys sit down across from these 4 individuals, you see some chips appear that you guys probably got from your table. And you sit down in front of all of these people, and they just shuffle you guys in and don't say anything.
Well, we had something we wanted to talk about with your...
Game can't help or hurt. So just play the game and talk. Right,
What
guys?
game?
Texas Hold'em.
Oh.
We're not gonna get into playing cards.
Oh.
We should all make an expertise roll to see.
Sure. Go ahead.
Yeah, but...
Yeah.
I feel.
13.
I got a 5.
Cash and Iolite get taken to the cleaners, but Unikai is actually pulling in a good amount of money from these guys. Yeah, but the guy with curly red hair and the glasses says, "Yeah, I don't see what one game could hurt, right, guys?" And very creepily, they all nod at the same time.
So, how are you feeling about these?
Oh, the new rules? They're fucking bullshit.
We
Great.
agree.
I don't want to put my friends in a direct line where they can just be murdered. But we kind of got into that with the Gladiator event, and we assumed that there would be some changes.
But when you just wanna, but if you don't support that, then why keep sponsoring it? You don't come down at it.
It's a good point. I guess you could say ads. You know, a lot of our stuff goes through cable systems, and let's gives everybody a little bit of sneak peek of what we're all about.
What are you guys all about? What's the gist?
Well, we work with bioengineering. We create limbs for transplants, artificial organs. I personally, I am a pretty high up member. I'm Tommy Lanidis himself. The founder. You know how how it is.
You are a pretty big group. The second biggest sponsor, if I remember correctly.
Sure. Yeah, you could say something like that.
So, if someone wanted change, you and your friends here would have the best.
Never really thought of it like that, but me and Eli have had a couple of golf games where definitely got a little bit closer, so I'm sure there's some talking that I could do.
And, you're not the only groups who are against. None of us are as big as you. But it couldn't hurt to get other groups. We could, if anyone, cause change.
A whole lot of talking and a whole lot of card game playing that we could be doing. So let's keep playing. Talk while we're playing, but let's keep playing. So roll an influence roll to slowly.
Me?
Yeah. Everybody else can help if they want.
8.
So that is a partial success.
Oh, I got an 8.
Hold on.
Okay. So what's gonna happen is you're going. Okay. So here's how we're gonna do it. Okay. So he talks, and you can see him just like slowly getting angrier and angrier as he's losing more and more money. He goes, "Don't want my creations to die, but if all is to be believed, then I can get more money by killing people here." But the Gladiator event is very interesting. So,
How far into the race does that take place?
it takes place before every takeoff. So the way the race works is that before you fly through space and are supposedly chased by these monsters now, there will be a gladiator event where 2 teams will face off against each other in a head-to-head combat. That's why I chose my best soldiers, and they all nod at the same time, to be a part of this group, because they're all very, very good at fighting. So maybe I could talk to Eli. Maybe these hits could be just for the Gladiator event.
Okay. Would be good. Limit how much damage we're taking.
And if you guys could lose against my soldiers in one of these gladiator events, maybe I can convince Eli to let the pardon go through.
Wait a minute. For the Gladiator events, right? It's 2 teams and whoever kills the other one wins?
Not kills, incapacitates.
Oh, okay.
But I feel like they'll definitely try to kill you now.
Wait, what?
I mean, if there's going to be hits, people are going to want to kill you. You guys think I don't know who you are? There's going to be lots of hits on you guys.
If we lose to you,
We
Then we
won't kill you.
and we won't move on with our hits going up.
Oh,
So-
no. You're not eliminated whenever you lose. You just get a severe penalty.
What's the penalty?
You have to wait an hour after the others have already taken off.
Oh,
So half of the people who are in the race will be an hour behind everybody else. And the more you lose, the further behind you will be from everybody.
When did we get on this hit top?
hits are one of the rules that were added.
Yeah, but like, what's the other one that's not really that good? Because I want to change the rules. I don't care about the hits. I care about the money.
If I withdraw, Eli will be losing a lot of money.
Yeah.
So maybe I could make it to where the IUP gets less money, but the winner gets more.
Do that.
I can look into it. But I'll need backing from other sponsors. Can't just be me saying all of this nonsense because it'll look like I have an ulterior motive.
Yeah, we have a plan to talk to other sponsors.
So if you guys convince these other sponsors that
How many are you considering? Being
I'd say at least three more sponsors, so I don't look like a total jackass whenever he says no.
Mhm.
What do you want us to convince them? Specific.
I want them. Oh, this could be interesting. What if we gave a certain amount of our money to the winner? I've got enough money to throw around, it's not that big a deal, but I'll give some of my money to the winner whenever we lose. Like a bet. We bet on who's going to win. So this way, the winner will get more money. I can't
That
speak.
doesn't change the rule.
Well, it would give you money if you win. And if it's money coming from the sponsors, the IUP can't take that away.
How much money are you throwing at?
He pulls out a notepad and he scribbles on it. And he flips it down on the table and he pushes it over to you. And you lift it up and it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money.
Equal to, less than, more than the.
It's about
original?
half.
That's still a lot.
Yeah. That's what I could offer if I get backing on this. And
Okay.
if you lose once to my people.
In the Gladiator.
Correct.
So, I have another proposition,
Shoot.
which doesn't hurt you.
Well, I do like things that don't hurt me.
Could you convince Eli to make you our first opponents, so we're not, if in the case that we lose earlier, we're not going further back and further back. We only have to lose once, so there's less of a penalty.
That is a fair trade, and I think if we can get backing on this, then I think we can work something out. Maybe not
Okay.
first, maybe second.
Alright. I'll go see what we can do.
Good. Pleasure doing business with you.
Pleasure doing business with you.
He waves for you guys to go away.
Alright, we'll head off and see if we can find some other sponsor.
Okay, so you guys step back onto your pod, and you guys explain this. You guys explain
Yeah.
the situation to Al and Saris, I assume.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so you guys, after doing a little bit of more research, you notice that there is one group that has 3 sponsors on it. They're not relatively big, but together it's a big amount of sponsors, and they're all for one group.
Okay.
What's the catch?
There's just a group of 3 people on them.
Who is the group?
Are you guys going to meet them?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you guys send out a boarding request for the group that is sponsored by Viper LLC, Skittles Grocery,
Yay.
and the Court of Forest. They agree, and you guys board with that pod, and you sit down across from 2 individuals. You see a large robot. I would describe it as Terminator-esque, but with a little mix of Zed from League of Legends.
Pog, I knew you liked that game.
You see his face is sort of empty. He doesn't really have any human features except for big beady red eyes. You see giant blades across his entire body. And sitting next to him is a small child, or what you can assume is a child, that's face is covered by a big piece of cloth, and you can't see their face at all. And they say, "Hello,
Pleasure to meet you.
it's good to see you as well."
So, how are you feeling about the new rule?
I do not care for killing. And this is,
And what about the one where he take away of winning?
I do not care for the money.
What'd you say you cut?
I do not care for the money.
Okay.
I-
Why is that?
I care for nothing. Except for silence.
Silent.
Yes, silence.
And how does this competition do that for you?
Everything is quiet in space. Plus, we need the
Okay.
money to upgrade Psy. Desperately needs a new coat of paint.
Okay. So what I'm gonna do is, does anyone have a paper and pencil or a paper?
Is that something you guys would bring with you? The kid is not responding to
Okay.
you asking for a paper and pencil.
Would anyone have that? I don't know.
I don't know. Is that something you guys think you would have?
Why would I bring paper and pencil?
You're kind of like a scientist.
Any writing device, anything.
Yes, you can find something to write on.
Okay, I'm gonna start writing when I say because you like silence and I wanna, convince him a little bit more by helping him out. So I'm gonna write everything I'm saying down. He can.
Okay.
So, we have another sponsor on board with this plan. And we know you don't care about the money, but we want to make this competition fair. No response?
No response.
Okay. So, we need other sponsors. Because our plan is sponsors are going to put, or our other sponsor is going to put a little bit of money in the pot. So in the case that the IUP takes away the money, there are still winnings to be had.
Stop. I will give you all of the money. All of the money.
Or
You must kill someone for me.
Who?
And the small child looks over to the robot.
it's who we have to kill.
Yes. If you
Can
can,
I ask why?
if you can prove to be a good enough match against me and Sai, then you will get all of the money.
Okay. So along with that, would you be willing to back our other sponsor?
All of the money.
Okay.
Wherever you want it to go.
When would we fighting side?
You can fight him now if you like.
Is there a better opportunity? An open space or private?
The Gladiator pit.
What she said.
Okay.
Since our other guy wanted to do it the second time, he could be our first.
You prove to me that you can beat me and Sai in a melee or ranged combat scenario. You will get all of our money, even if we win. Which, if you kill us, we won't have any money.
Wait, so you want us to kill you?
Yes.
Okay.
The islands?
Hmm.
What'd you say?
I said the ultimate silence.
Huh. Maybe you're not as dumb as you look.
Alright. I appreciate this.
There is one more thing. I am sure you've heard of the organization that has taken over the IUP.
Yeah.
That Lemley, the pink-haired one. She's a member of that group, as you know.
Yes.
But there is one small detail that I think you all should know. She brags of the time she killed the master of the IUP's daughter. Not Eli's, but RJ's.
So,
Wait a minute.
which daughter?
I'm not sure.
What do you want us to do with them?
Seems like something you should know, being a Black Eagle. And plus, when they left the rest of us to die, to join the IUP, we lost respect for them. They became loud. Leave.
And
Leave.
Okay.
alright, let's go.
We have said all the things we need to say. And you guys hop on back onto your golden pod. Explain what happened with, well, the robot Sai and his little compadre to the rest of the group.
And do you want us to have an actual interaction again with, what was it, Lannis or whatever his name?
Lanidus?
Lanida. Do
Yeah,
we need to have another
you can
or
talk
is
to
it
him.
just
Can I
Okay, well,
connect?
that was 3 sponsors in 1, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I connect to like the hub or like the? I need to get to the cybernet again.
Do you have anything that can connect to the cybernet?
I have my
sector net?
harbor.
Your harbor's not exactly a machine that you can just use.
Yeah, but I remember I used it once and I was connected to like all the information.
Okay. Give me an interface roll.
I got a 9.
You grab it and it burns your hand.
I do not care.
You can't use it. It had to be a success.
I need to connect to the internet.
Use Google.
Well, there's an internet and there's a sectornet. The internet is like Google and stuff, but the sectornet is like tapping directly into it. It's like going into the internet.
Okay,
What
I'll
are you
just
trying to figure out?
nothing. Shut up. I'm gonna go.
Don't tell me to shut up.
Okay. Listen, go to that sponsor guy. Whatever. I just need to check something.
Alright. I'll separate and go tell the Lanadis guy.
So you fly up on a separate pod. And you notice that Lanadis is not at his pod, but only one of them is there. And it was the average-sized man.
I don't trust any of them, but I'll still get on the pod.
It's just the one average-sized guy, not the big guy or the girl.
Okay. Am I let on?
Yeah, he lets you on. And he's just sort of he's swirling a straw around in a drink.
Where's Lanadis?
Gone.
What's he doing?
Went home.
Why are you here?
Watch.
Can you leave? Can I leave you with a message?
Not good talker.
Can I leave?
You've cut out.
Can I leave you with a note?
You may.
I'll write down what was said on a note and give it to him.
Why do you care?
Why do I care?
Yes.
About the race?
About anything.
That's a loaded question.
The
Why
la-
do you not care about any?
The Black Eagles.
Because I think they're good people.
What have they done for you?
They've given me protection and a place to stay.
Is
Family.
Family means nothing.
Maybe not to you.
They took our families.
Did that hurt?
Everything hurts.
Why's that?
He pulls off the mask, and you can see this grotesque, forced smile all the way across his face. You can see small hooks are holding his cheeks back. Everything hurts.
Out of character, could anything I do with lay on hands ease the pain?
Are you gonna try to touch him?
I won't like go for him, but I'll hold my hand out. To see if he does anything.
Roll influence.
Okay. Fail.
Yeah, he grabs your hand and he slams it on the table and he just pulls a knife from absolutely nowhere and he just stabs your hand into it.
I'll pull the knife out of my hand and drop it on the ground.
You feel pain?
I know when I'm hit, but I don't feel it.
You'll never be like us.
I did it one.
Did you?
Yes,
How can you be sure?
I guess I can't. But from what I know, or what I think, I did.
Lanidus makes minds. Do you think that they couldn't have made yours?
I'm sure it's possible. And even if it is fake, it's still me.
You're disgusting.
Maybe. But I wouldn't recommend stabbing someone's hand. It makes people angry.
Thanks for the advice.
I'm sure you'll follow it.
Sure.
And then I'll step off the pod.
And he grabs the note and he just closes up his mask again. And the pod floats away. You guys notice that when UK steps back onto the pod, he has a giant gaping hole in his arm.
That's cool.
It happened.
Oh, that's a major injury, by the way.
Okay.
Screw Googling things. What do I take pod over to see? Cause I just wanna spectate
Spectate what?
the girl, the pink-haired one. Cause
Okay.
depending on who she is, then I can know who she's talking about when it's the sisters.
Okay.
Like either it's my sister, or she's actually killed my sister.
Hey, Iolite,
Yes.
before you do that, is there any way you could patch this up?
What do I have to roll for that?
Expertise?
Expertise. Okay.
No, I'll say it's a minor injury.
Oh, I got partial success.
Okay, so on a partial success for a patch-up roll, you've reached the limit of what you can do. Okay. Okay, so you treat the major injury. You basically just make his arm feel better. You put a Band-Aid on it.
So does that reduce the injury?
It treats it, so it's just fine now.
Okay.
You'll want to get it. You'll want to get it properly fixed when you get back. But as for right now, it works.
Yeah.
You
I'm
notice.
not much of a mechanic, so.
Yeah, you notice that when he stabbed you, he didn't stab anything that could have like put some serious hurt on you. Probably because you're a robot and he's not used to that.
All right.
But yeah, sure, you guys can fly over and spectate the ship.
Iolite.
Mhm.
She has a railgun, so be careful.
Cool.
Are you going
Don't
off on
be
your own?
stupid.
Probably.
Okay. So I assume that you go to join them in their game of poker.
Perhaps I will. You know what?
I'm
Sure,
gonna
that'd be
keep a
fun.
watch on my own pod.
Okay. Cash?
Yes.
What are you gonna do?
Go over there.
Okay. So Cash and Iolite join the IUP soldiers at their pod. And you notice the IUP soldiers, they're just in like regular IUP garb. They don't even care. But the pink-haired lady is in a very nice black dress. She just, sit down, sit down.
Okay, I sit down.
Should I do an accent?
If you want. I guess it depends on the accent.
Nah, I think I'll save it. So, what can I do you guys for?
Oh, nothing, Kieran. Nothing. Just going around.
Saying hi to all
Seeing-
the pretty smiling faces. Well,
Yeah.
my name is General Lemley.
Yeah?
You may call me Lem. Lemley. They're both nicknames. I don't really care. So, what is your name?
Fuck. Fuck. Out of character. Can I ask should I make a fake name?
You can't. You
You're,
cannot ask that out.
you're
of
asking
character.
me for advice on what to do?
No. Okay. Um.
It'll definitely be a roll to convince her that that's your real name.
Fuck. I need to think of a cool name then.
Cash, are you doing anything?
The name's Cash.
A lovely name. I assume you're from around here.
You could say that.
You know what? Fuck it. My name is Iolite.
Iolite, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Do I know you from somewhere?
I don't believe so.
Okay, it's fine. Well, take a seat, have some drinks. It's on us.
Thanks. Are you excited for this whatever, this TO thing with
Oh,
the
yeah.
new changes?
Oh yes. The changes are. Oh, Eli is. He's a man of many things. He loves the sport, and he thinks that if there's no real consequences, then what's the point of playing?
Have you done something like this before? Like, like the hits and stuff?
Roll influence.
Please, please. I got a 10.
Oh. I think I know a thing or two about putting hits out on people. Yeah, I would say that.
Putting hits on people?
What are you implying?
Oh, I just assumed that you'd be doing the hits. Have you ever done a hit on someone?
Roll influence again.
Jesus Christ. I got a 7.
Sort of eyes you. Yes. Are you insinuating something?
Perhaps I am. Perhaps I'm not. Who
Yes.
cares?
Okay, sure. Have you ever killed anybody before? Iolite?
Sure.
Do you like killing people?
No, but do you? Have any memorable kills?
Well,
Any particularly, like, who cut you or I?
you can see the IUP soldiers are sort of like looking down at their cards and just sort of not making any eye contact.
This is natural conversation.
And she just sort of like leans back in her chair and just sort of like looks over at her rifle. I've killed a lot of people.
Yeah?
Yes. Cash, you're a little quiet over there. Have you killed anybody before?
Oh, if the money's good, then possibly.
That's always what it is, isn't it? The money. The money. The women. The clout. It's always what it is with people nowadays, huh? Nobody just gets down and dirty with taking the life from somebody. Nobody enjoys the thrill of snuffing the light out of any insignificant person that may happen to cross your path. Is that the answer you wanted?
It's definitely an answer, but it's not like, particularly what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for like who you. I'm not looking for why you do it. I'm looking about who you've done it to.
Why?
Oh, you know, I'm just curious.
She leans over to one of the soldiers and says something. What's your last name, Iolite?
My last name?
Yeah.
Williams. Why?
Huh?
Williams.
Williams. It's pretty.
Williamns.
Roll influence.
Science.
Roll influence.
Oh. No.
I got 3.
I've killed a lot of Williamses throughout my time. But I don't think I've ever killed somebody like you. And I think it's about time I did. She just sort of stands up, and you didn't even notice her grab it, but she's just already brandishing her large black sniper rifle.
Can I unleash? You said you can do that once a game, right?
Yeah?
Can I do that?
Just roll flat. Plus nothing.
Flat, right.
So 2d6.
I got damn it! Come on.
Okay. So you grab it, and you begin to unleash, and the soldiers see you grabbing for something, and they instantly pull out their guns and they're about to shoot you. But you grab it, and you feel your body start shaking with energy, and everybody else just sees these large, yellow bolts of like energy just beaming off of you.
I just want to disable all the guns.
Huh?
I want to disable the guns, all of them.
Oh. Yeah, no, that's fine. So you unleash, and all of this energy goes out in a boom, and it extends all throughout the entirety of this building. And for a second, you don't think anything happened. Everybody's guns don't work now, so they can't shoot you. But you just feel this sinking feeling. And you look all around you, and you see the walls going up and up and up.
Oh.
And you realize that every single golden pod that was flying in this building is falling.